Alright, good morning and welcome to another day of Ralston's Big Adventure. Alright, so right now I'm headed to the coffee shop to get a cup of coffee. The breakfast place doesn't open till... The coffee shop doesn't have breakfast, by the way. They just have coffee and some pastries. Breakfast place opens at 9, so I'm going to get breakfast, then head back up to trail, and then start my day. So I plan on doing 15 miles today, and then we'll see what happens from there. Alright, so I got my stuff packed up. Waiting on Lisa. Her stuff's right there. But she's gone to take the key from her room back to the people she was staying with, and then we're gonna hitch back to trail. All right, we're back on trail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, woo woo. Got about a 7-mile climb, and then what is it, 15 to camp?
Yeah.
So let's knock this out. That is like the most beautiful turquoise water. Okay. Yeah, Sunday we'll get a Coke at town.
I tried to be there on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, not me.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so I'm standing here. We got Mount Rainier right there. And pictures just don't do it justice. Like, it's way bigger and way closer than it appears in this video, but it is such a cool mountain. Like, I'm obsessed. And now I want to climb it, and yeah, that thing's awesome. I mean, just look at it. It's amazing. Alright, so we were going to camp here, but we found a better one up the way. Let's go, Lisa. Alright, so here's our campsite. There's our view to one side, and here's our view to the other side, which I think is my personal favorite. And there's Mount Rainier right here. Lisa, what do you think?
Pretty awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright, so it is 9:30. And somebody was just shining their headlamp up there on the mountain. You can't see it right now, but it was there. Alright, good morning. Welcome to another day of Ralston's Big Adventure. So last night me and Lisa camped up here. We had that good view of Mount Rainier, but we camped above 6,000 feet, and it was really cold last night. So I slept really bad. I use my quilt as like I use my sleeping bag as like a quilt, which means I just like unzip it and like lay it over the top of me. And every time the wind would blow, it would basically blow up the side of my sleeping bag and like create like a draft. And so I was like freezing all night long. So I was planning on getting up really early, and because the view is supposed to be really nice where I'm going today, and I was gonna go kind of catch it as the sun was rising, but I slept so bad, and it was kind of warming up by the time the sun came out, so I decided to kind of sleep in, I guess, a little bit more. But it's about 7 o'clock now, and I'm gonna get up and start making some breakfast and trying to get out of here. Alright, so I'm really excited about today, because today is like supposed to be a really, really nice part of the trail. You can see Mount Rainier, Mount Adams, and Mount St. Helens from the top of this climb. But it's just supposed to be amazing. But anyway, this part of the trail is called Knife's Edge because when you get up here, it's like really steep on both sides. But yeah, but I'm really excited about it. It should be good. Alright, so got a little Mormon friend up here. Hey fella. But check out this view. I mean, just unbelievable. Alright, so that's Old Snowy Peak right there. There's an alternate you can take to summit it that avoids snow. Just FYI, Mom, in case you're nervous. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Alright, so you see those guys are right there? This is like considered the Knife Edge Trail. Not nearly as sketch as the Knife Edge on the AT on Mount Katahdin, but really freaking steep. That was a haul to get up here, but super beautiful. Very glad I made this decision because there's snow way down there on the trail. As you can see, that person going across, and I wanted to avoid that, so I came this way. Good call, but very difficult. All right, so there's Rainier, St. Helens, and Adams. 3 volcanoes on the top of Old Speck, or Old Snowy. Old Speck's on the AT. Alright, so I've been on top of Old Snowy now for about an hour. And I just can't leave. Like, it's so beautiful up here. And just such good views of literally like all the volcanoes and mountains in Washington. And yeah, I can't leave. So I think I've only made it like maybe 4 miles today so far, and I started at like 8 this morning, and it's now 10:45, but the views are just too good. All right, one more shot of the scenery before I have to go down. This is like I just don't want to leave, but I know that I need to go down, and I have miles to do today, but golly bum, it's just hard to leave. It's so beautiful up here. All right, so just did this like little snow traverse here because I had to. It really probably looks worse than it is. That one wasn't too bad. The ones that I avoided were way, way worse and had very, like if I had slipped and fallen on this, I probably would have lived, but the other ones, definitely not. But real quick, so they tell you not to eat yellow snow. Also, don't eat the red snow. You can kind of see the red tint in the snow. That's like an algae, bacteria, whatever. It can just make you really sick and possibly be fatal. But yeah, don't eat the yellow snow, and don't eat the red snow. White snow, however, you're good to go. All right, so now that's Adams. St. Helens. Anyway, so Mount St. Helens is out there somewhere. I'll show it to you here in a second. But if you're not familiar with the history of Mount St. Helens, so Washington has like 4 or 5 volcanoes. One being Mount St. Helens, and back in the 1980s, that mountain was like I think somewhere around 10,000 feet, like 9,000, whatever. Well, it started developing a like bulge in the middle of the mountain, and a lot of scientists got together and they realized like this is about to erupt. And when it did, it blew off the whole top of the mountain, and left it about 1,000 feet, probably 1,000 to 1,200 feet shorter than what it was before. So the mountain has like a giant hole in the middle of it now where it was completely exploded when it erupted. But yeah, it was just kind of a crazy story, because like dust from Mount St. Helens like spread all over the U.S. And like there were people, it was really interesting. There were people who didn't believe it. They were just like, no, that mountain's not going to erupt. And several people ended up dying because they wouldn't leave their homes and they wouldn't evacuate the area. So there's a lot of history with that mountain in the last 40 years. And so it's just cool being able to finally just kind of put some eyes on it and see just like, I mean, you can't really tell from the video because it's kind of too far away, but just see like how powerful, the earth can be when, when a volcano erupts or when a storm comes. I mean, it just kind of shows you like, okay, no, like the earth is much more capable of destroying me than probably what I give it credit for. But I'm gonna go try to find the trail. I think it goes up there in that snow, but yeah, that's just a little history of Mount St. Helens. That's it right there in the cloud. Sorry, I had a bee on my finger. But yeah, that's it right there. Alright, so I loved the North Cascades. Thought it was beautiful. But the goat rocks, like where I've been the last 2 days, it might be my favorite so far. The prize, I think, yeah, it's definitely overtaken the Cascades for me. This section is just absolutely stunning, like everywhere you go. Alright, so I made it to camp about probably 20 minutes ago. Got my tent set up. The last 4 miles today, we're outrunning the mosquitoes. They are back and in full swing. So that was frustrating, but I'm gonna lay here for a second until I get kind of hungry. Then I'm gonna gear up and go make some dinner. But yeah, I just needed to get my tent set up and away from the mosquitoes for a second because they were driving me crazy. But yeah, but it's been a good day. It's beautiful. Probably one of my favorite days on trail to begin with. And the last bit was kind of boring, but yeah, just very glad to be at camp. All right, good morning and welcome to another day of Ralston's Big Adventure. All right, so I don't even remember what I was going to say. I had a whole thing planned out. Anyway, I plan on going 20 miles today. And camping at the base of Mount Adams, which will be really cool. Mosquitoes are really annoying. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I slept really good last night. Needed it after I slept horribly the night before. So yeah, feeling really good and rested this morning. I'm ready to knock out 22 miles. All right, so I just stopped to have lunch right here at this little spring. Water was nice and cold. Now I'm about 10 miles from camp. It's only 1 o'clock. So I may reevaluate when I get there and maybe try to go a little bit further. I don't know, just see how I feel, but I'm feeling really good, feeling really strong. So today could be like a 27, 28 mile day. But I'm gonna just kind of base that on different checkpoints I hit. So we'll see. But personally, I go 10 miles to the campsite I was originally gonna go to. If it's pretty cool, I may stay. I don't know. The world's my oyster. I can do whatever I want out here. right. The wildflowers are in full bloom. They're gorgeous. All right, so I've got about 5 miles to camp. I think I'm just gonna stay here for the night because now that I'm up here and see Mount Adams, I'm like, okay, I would like to sit there and look at it. So I think I'm gonna stop at 22 miles. It works for me. And then I'll just get up a little bit earlier and go to town. But yeah, I think I made the decision to stop in 5 miles. All right, well, that was a fun little water crossing. I crossed on that branch over there, walked up the kind of middle island, crossed on this log right here. But yeah, just, hardcore snowmelt. No big deal. And then Mount Adams, just beautiful as ever. All right, so I made a camp, and yeah, let me show you the setup for tonight. It's pretty sweet. All right, so here's where I'm gonna pitch my tent. It's right next to the river, so I've got like water sounds. There's like white noise in the night, so that's nice. Right here I have my clothes drying in the sun. Over here there's like a meadow. And then some more space for tents. I don't know if anybody else will show up or not. Then, my favorite part of the whole thing is the view. Freaking cool view of Mount Adams. Alright, so it's about 7:30. I still haven't made dinner yet. Got to camp, set up my tent, showed you guys all that, and then I got in my tent and just like this wave of like exhaustion hit. So I set my timer for an hour. So I kind of fell asleep for like an hour, and then yeah, so now I'm gonna get up, go make some dinner. Probably gonna try to watch the sunset as long as I possibly can. Would like to watch it until probably 8:39, which is when it usually goes really down and you get like the really pretty sunset views. But I'm just so wiped out today for whatever reason, so we'll see if that happens or not. But yeah, I'm just so tired today.